Mountain News this morning. Lingering questions this morning after members of Congress were briefed on a second military strike on a suspected drug boat. And one senator says the Trump administration needs to increase research funding if America wants to win the AI race.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Welcome to Mountain News This Morning. I'm Caroline Mueller here with you on this Friday, December 5th. The time is now 6 a.m. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Megan Desmel for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, I just can't believe it is really that time of year where we are seeing snow on the ground. I mean,
I know.
At least the roads were not too bad when I was leaving, but I definitely went a lot slower.
Yeah, I would say that the roads are, it depends on where you're at. KY15 was a little rough this morning. I did slide just a little bit, so just be careful as you are heading out this morning and pay attention to where the road conditions are better or are worse. Now, in terms of what we're currently seeing on radar, a lot of the region is in the clear. I'm going to go ahead and draw a line for you. Anywhere west of this line is clear, no more chance for rain or wintry mix in your forecast. Anything to the east of that line, though, as you can see, still dealing with a little bit of that snow and wintry mix chance, and for our more southern counties, rain. Temperatures right now, mostly those low 30s with a few folks in those upper 20s. High temperatures for the day will be in a mixture of the 30s and low 40s. Caroline.
Thank you, Megan. A mistrial is declared in a high-profile murder case in Mingo County, West Virginia. Timothy Kennedy is accused of murdering West Virginia State Trooper Corey Maynard in June 2023. After 3.5 days of questioning potential jurors, Judge Joshua Butcher declared a mistrial due to what he called juror misconduct. He did not specify what the misconduct was. The trial, which was set to begin next week, will now be rescheduled for some point next year. We're learning more about a Southern Kentucky man who was shot and killed by his neighbor earlier this year. 39-year-old Adam Rourke was killed on October 8th. His wife said they had numerous documented encounters with the man who is charged with murder. James Gleason answered to charges yesterday morning. WYMT's Phil Pendleton was in the courtroom as Gleason's case was called and spoke to Rourke's family afterward.
A courtroom filled with family and friends eager to see the case against the man accused of murdering Adam Rourke move forward.
We just want to get Adam justice. This 100% could have been prevented. It's been going on for the last 4 years.
Danielle Rourke says James Gleason made them feel like prisoners in their own home.
If our girls wanted to go for a walk, if our son wanted to leave, Adam would tell them, you know, James is across the street, you all can't. Or if you're leaving and coming home, let me know so I can walk you inside. On
Thursday, Gleason's attorney asked for an evaluation through the Kentucky Counseling Psychiatric Center.
If there is something wrong with him, then his family should have requested and done something 5 years ago.
The legal process could take some time. The judge did decline to set a trial date, mainly because of the request for the evaluation because of the concerns of schizophrenia. A pretrial date has been set for March the 5th. Rourke says that she and her family will follow the case closely as they continue to lift up Adam, talking of how loving and generous he was.
It didn't matter if we had $10 in our bank account. If somebody else needed that $10, they were going to have it.
As they wrestle with the grief and loss, they want to thank their community for standing with them. In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
James Gleason remains in the Pulaski County Detention Center. He was being held on a $1 million bond, and there was no discussion of lowering that yesterday. Now to an update on a story we brought you Wednesday at 5:30. We now know the name of the person killed in a crash on Interstate 64 in Montgomery County. The coroner says 45-year-old Nathan Boatman of Moorhead was the victim in that crash. 2 other people were also injured. Members of Congress were briefed on that controversial second military strike on a suspected drug boat near Venezuela. U.S. Navy Admiral Frank Mitch Bradley told lawmakers behind closed doors that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth did not issue an order to kill them all, as reported in the Washington Post, regarding this military strike on an alleged drug boat.
What I saw in that room was one of the most troubling things I've seen in my time in public service. You have two individuals in clear distress, without any means of locomotion, with a destroyed vessel, who were killed by the United States.
Democrats are now pushing for Admiral Bradley to testify publicly. The Pentagon hasn't said whether that would happen voluntarily. Luigi Mangione returned to court in New York yesterday. The 27-year-old is charged in connection with the death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The focus of the hearing centered around Mangione's interaction with police officers who arrested him at McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, 5 days into the manhunt. One day before the January 6th attack on the Capitol, authorities say someone left pipe bombs near the headquarters for the Democratic and Republican parties in D.C. After nearly 5 years of searching, the FBI says they have someone in custody. CBS's Jared Hill has the latest.
It's surveillance video that's puzzled investigators for years, now yielding answers, according to the FBI, about the suspect who placed pipe bombs outside the Capitol Hill headquarters of the DNC and RNC on January 5th, 2021.
We know that this defendant was living just miles away from here in Virginia.
Today, 30-year-old Brian Cole Jr. is in custody after police swarmed this Virginia cul-de-sac about 45 minutes south of Washington, D.C. Thursday. An FBI affidavit alleges purchase records show Cole bought components of the bombs, batteries, steel wool, and a kitchen-style timer in 2019 and 2020.
Fortunately, these bombs did not explode, although they certainly could have.
Justice Department court filings say forensic evidence shows Cole's cell phone was in the Capitol Hill area at the time the bombs were placed, and that he was in the same neighborhood just weeks earlier. Despite a $500,000 reward and years of soliciting tips, the Justice Department said there was no new evidence that broke the case, but a deeper look at what they already had.
Re-examined every piece of evidence, sifted through all the data.
Law enforcement officials previously said that although the bombs were placed the night before, they were only discovered at about 12:45 p.m. on January 6th, just as a mob was storming the U.S. Capitol. The DOJ has not said whether Cole had any connection to that event. Jared Hill, CBS News.
An investigation into the motive is still ongoing. Cole faces 2 federal explosives charges. Arizona Senator Mark Kelly says the Trump administration needs to increase research funding if America wants to win the AI race. Kelly says the Trump administration's cuts to research funding have hurt the U.S.'s ability to compete with China. His comments come a day after President Donald Trump said the U.S. is winning that race with China. In addition to restoring research dollars, Kelly is also proposing an AI Horizon Fund, which he calls a strategic investment in workers and community infrastructure to keep America ahead in AI.
This fund will be resourced by the companies that benefit most from the AI boom. It will support American universities, startups, public-private partnerships that we will need to do the highest impact work in AI.
Kelly also addressed another issue around AI, its impact on energy bills. He says we need data centers for AI, and we must also invest in more renewable energy sources to meet their power demands.
And if you haven't left your house just quite yet, well, be ready for those very chilly temperatures this morning. Gloves, hats, the whole deal. You're going to need it this morning. Upper 20s and low 30s are taking over that forecast. So again, expect cold temperatures for the start of your day, and by the afternoon we'll see a mixture of the 30s and low 40s, once again staying well below average temperatures for this time of year. Here's another look at satellite and radar. As you can see, still seeing a wintry mix with snow for more of our northern and northeastern counties and the rain hanging on for our southern counties. Caroline.
Thank you, Megan. And thank you for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News This Morning. Still to come, a new emergency disaster center is on the way to Eastern Kentucky. We'll tell you where.